Ascension. You're watching me, Shruti. So in today's video, I want to speak about how we are moving into the next level of community in Ascension. And this is, you can think of this video like an Ascension update. But basically, there are all of these networks and partnerships that are forming in our Ascension. And especially for those souls who are on the Ascension timeline, we're moving into the next level. So whatever that means for us, whether it's, with one person or, we're connecting to groups of people, but, and all of this basically is happening, and the community is becoming more cohesive, more strengthened, and also wider as well. And whenever such things happen, there's a certain level of power that lands for us. And we have to go through power initiations whenever that happens, because we have to claim it. So that has also been happening for us, and I'll give some examples to demonstrate how. But what's been happening is that so for example with me, there were people that were on my page, and they were trying to kind of break apart the Ascension community, and they were spreading these rumors about this other Ascension guide. And on my page, they're coming to my page and making comments and stuff. And but actually before that, I'll start from the beginning. So basically, I got a few private messages from people. One of them was a while ago, I don't remember anymore, like maybe a month ago or something, and they were asking about this other Ascension guide. And this Ascension guide and me, we used to be friends, but this was already like, I don't know, 3-4 years ago maybe. And after that we parted ways, but they were asking about this trip that I made to to their place where they live, the country that they live in. And they made it sound like that they wanted to go on a trip to that place because it's in the mountains. And they were asking me for information basically, because they saw that they mentioned that I've been to that place, and they wanted to know what are the best places to see there. And basically I just sent them a short message, because I told them that I went to a very specific place. I didn't really go to the whole country. And I just wrote down a few names of the places that I remembered that were nice. But then after that, they sent me like this message about how this other Ascension guy didn't entertain them and just blocked them or something. And whatever, my work was done. Basically this person was asking about something related to travel, and I answered them, and that was it. And I didn't really think much of it. And then after that, recently, just about 10 days ago or something, another person got in touch with me, and they were what was the message that they sent? And they too spoke about this other Ascension guide, and I forget how it started, because these things are so, but basically, within this, and I could already feel how this person's energy was not, fully pure. And they also spoke about how this other Ascension guide had blocked them. But they had a question for me actually about Ascension, and that's what that's why I answered them. Because whenever somebody comes to me, and even if I can see that they're not fully within the light, or then I'm not going to judge them or reject them on the basis of that. So I gave a very to the point reply to them, and it had nothing to do with this other Ascension guide, just like the first message that I got from the other person. It was just to the point, addressing whatever issue I could feel that they were feeling, and that they had. Basically then that was what I replied to them. And but what happened was that I didn't realize that this person had other agendas basically. And after basically when they didn't get from me what they wanted, because they were trying to provoke me, they said, I believe that they mentioned in their mail later about how this other Ascension guide and I had a fight or something, or she provoked me in some way and stopped me from making my own community. This is what they said, that we believe that this guy did that to you, and let us know if that's the case. And I didn't, I just told them that whatever happened between me and this other person is between us, and whatever needed to be shared I already shared long ago. That was years ago in a video. whatever was publicly meant to be shared. And but basically what I didn't realize at that point was how distorted their energy was and what their real agenda was. And they were trying to provoke me, and trying to get something out of me, like some gossip, and so that I speak bad about this other guide. Whereas the truth is that, this other guide, I respect them for their work, and I respect everybody who does, who works for truth. But it doesn't mean that we have to be friends with everybody. You shared a certain journey, a certain part of your journey with a person, and it was meant for that time, and it was beautiful for that time. But after after you've served that purpose, then sometimes you part ways, and that's how it's meant to be. But yeah, they were trying to basically, provoke me and see if I would give them some fodder, some gossip, so that they could spread it around the community. And of course I didn't do that. But they wrote some comments on my Facebook page as well, and I replied to them, just general comments on a picture that they liked. And because my interactions were there with them on my page, I just want to make it clear to everybody who is a follower of my page, because I don't know what goes on in the Ascension community. I don't follow any other Ascension guides or any other sharings on Ascension, because there's just so much that comes through, for me as to share, and most of my energy just goes in that. And the only channels that I follow usually relate to astrology or something. But I don't know what goes on, because after that, people just started spamming my wall, all different kinds of people. And even after I blocked them, they came through other names, and they were writing about this guide, and how saying that I am serving her now, and she's trying to manipulate people, and that she doesn't serve from the light, and how I'm also a trap in this because I'm not against her, or whatever it was. But I really got to see how just how negative people can get, and of course this type of a thing will always happen. There's always going to be people like this. But I did want to make it, and at first I wasn't sure whether I should even address this in a video, because this is what people want. These people, they want to provoke you, and they want they don't have any energy of their own to generate, which is why they do this, provoking people and trying to feed off of others' energy like this. And their main agenda is to break up the Ascension community. And so then I thought about whether I should make a video on this or not, because when you speak about it, then you kind of you give them importance, that doesn't need to be given. But at the same time, I know that we are going through these power initiations, and all of you will be going through it in your own way, in different ways. So it is important to sometimes to address things that are going on for that purpose. And that's exactly what happened, when I was going through this and my own process, and how I should deal with this, and just seeing how negative people can get, and how people try and break it up. This community that we have, this beautiful community, these beautiful sharings of truth that we do. And then spreading rumors about other guides and me as well, about how we are not in truth, and serving other agendas and stuff like that. I really got to see how all of that is there, because like I said, I don't follow anything, so unless it happens directly this way, I don't get to know. But anyway, they were blocked. Whoever I saw after that was blocked on my page immediately. But why I wanted to share this is that know that this is actually leading to our own empowerment, because after this happened, and somebody reached out to me, and this really beautiful soul spoke about, I recently did a soul portrait for them, and they were really excited about the codes that they got, and they were speaking about how they want to connect with others as well who are on the Ascension timeline, on the Ascension path, and how because we are all in different countries all over the world, but they were speaking about how they want to how we can connect, and they were saying that they're willing to help me, and if we should reach out to others in some way. And I thought it was really sweet, and I could tell that this is what they're going through, because whenever we feel like we want to reach out to lots of people, and this desire to interact with others, it has to do with ourselves coming into a state of this self-expression. Because if you are if you came here on this planet to serve Ascension and to be an Ascension, to be a guide in some way, and you don't have to be an Ascension guide like I am, you know, in that physical sense, just that when we anchor a certain frequency, we're a guide anyway, you know, just through the frequency that we hold. But if that's what you came here for, then a big part usually of that is expressing yourself. The first stage is to integrate it yourself, and then the second is to then express it, because that's how it goes out into the world. So when we are feeling this desire to interact with others and this, you know, burst of energy, it has to do with our self-expression, and we need to be able to express ourselves in some way. So, you know, find a way to do that, whatever you are creative with, whatever you naturally like. You know, whether that's a blog, whether that's some sort of creativity, bring through your talents that are coming in, your intuitive talents that are landing, and you know, channel it through these creative ways. And this person as well, you know, expressed to me in another email later about how they've been speaking light language their whole life and they don't know what it is, but now that their codes are confirmed, you know, now that they have this confirmation, you know, they wanted to tell me about it, you know, that they speak this light language and something manifests each time, like they use it for manifestation. And they were saying how, you know, I mean, I don't know if I'm crazy or something, and they were wondering if they can express it to me, but they also felt like they could trust me, but they were just a little bit, you know, I guess embarrassed is the word, but you know, they don't know that this is I don't think this is weird at all. It's, you know, it's something that's wonderful and something that I completely embrace. It's amazing. We all have our own talents, and yeah, you know, just embrace these weird talents that you have, because this is your uniqueness. This is what you're supposed to bring through. So so self-expression is really important, as I was saying, because we're feeling all of this energy to intermingle with others, to interact, and part of that is through media like this, you know, through different creative ways of expressing yourself. But what I was saying was that, you know, somebody came up to me and they wanted to start a community, like they wanted to reach out to others. And at first I kind of dismissed the idea, because I thought that it was more about this soul, you know, coming into their own creative expression. And you know, I was still considering it. It was at the back of my head, but I was remembering how a few years ago, you know, before my own ascension process started, while it was starting actually, while, you know, the awakening things were happening with me, I was very close friends with somebody who had their own Facebook group. You know, they had their own community with like a huge following. They made videos on YouTube and stuff. And it had nothing to do with spirituality. It was about psychology, which is something that I was in before, right before I got into spirituality. That was something I did for a while, that I was interested in. And it was all part of the coming into your own, you know, exploring your inner self. But anyway, I really got to see through being in that community and being close friends with this person, how distorted things can get, like when you're managing a huge community, you know, especially online, because this one person speaking and it goes out into the public, and especially like if you have a huge following, for those who do, you know, there's all kinds of what's that word, like trolls that exist on the internet, and things, you know, things can happen, things can go a bit haywire, and there's this management that's needed. And I really got to see both the really positive aspect sides of it and the really challenging side of it as well, where you know, the person managing it can feel very lonely, even though you have so many followers. You know, you feel alone in what you do, because it's like being a king or a queen. You know, you kind of rule alone. You're alone on the throne. You're the one who has to make the decisions, and whenever there's an attack on your kingdom, you know, you are the one who is kind of facing it alone and who needs to take that decision, and it all stands on you. Whatever action you take, you know, the responsibility is on you. Everybody looks to you for that. So it's that kind of a feeling that you can feel alone, even amongst, you know, huge groups of people, and it doesn't bring that satisfaction. But I got to see that side, and those kind of memories were coming up for me. And I was having these thoughts that, that managing a group, because I had this idea that I could start a Facebook group, because suddenly, I got a lot of orders from Australia and New Zealand, like that region of the world, and I've never before, got sent packages in that direction. But suddenly I had like 5-6 people from that side of Earth, all in a row. And I was wondering, do they know each other? But they don't. Like, it was just happening like that. And there were a few messages there for me, that were more personal as well. But yeah, but I got to see how, there's people that are in similar regions, and I know them, and they're expressing themselves, and how they want to, I can feel that they want to connect with me. They're sharing about their lives with me. And it's always exciting when we meet people who are also on the same path, and because I'm an Ascension guide, people can do that with me, but then they don't know that, we don't know others who are also in the same area or in a similar area who are also on the path, and it would be nice to connect that way, especially in the physical. So I had this thought that, if I have a group, perhaps these people can connect, and they can find each other, sort of a thing. Because my page right now, Living Our Ascension on Facebook, is mostly about me sharing Ascension updates and guidance, and what I'm sharing, it's more one way, even though I do get feedback. But this group, I thought of starting a Facebook group that where others, all of the people, the members of the group, can share what's happening in their life. So it's not going to be about Ascension updates. It's just going to be about the Ascension process and the beings who are involved in it. They come and share their experiences. They can express their creativity, whatever they like. If they need help with something or suggestions, they can share that, and all of the members can then contribute and, give suggestions or just provide support, both for the challenging things that are happening in their life, as well as the new creativity, that maybe they feel a little weird sharing on their Facebook with everybody else they've known their whole lives. But this is a private Facebook group, so anybody can find it on Facebook, but the posts are only seen by the approved members, the members that we have approved. So but the first thought that I got, when I thought of when the thought of this group came to me, was that, of all the things that can go wrong, and that's what I was thinking, with all of these experiences that I've had in the past of managing things. And I realized, that what I was doing, and it's kind of like, this is how we sabotage ourselves, and we sabotage our own growth, as well as something that's needed for the community. And that this is what these type of people want, the people who are trolls as well. Even though I didn't connect the two, like they were different things, but it's because all of this is coming up, because the energy of empowerment and community is being activated now at a physical level. And so all of these negative things first, that are of a lower energy related to it, also come up. And then you have to pick something, choose something in your life, in spite of it, in the direction that is right, with courage, basically. And once you do that, which I did do, then I realized that I need to, one day I was just sitting, and I realized, no, I need to form this group, and it just came. I wasn't thinking about it, it just came to me. And then I reached out to this person who had contacted me about, because they had expressed their interest in helping me. And, while in one direction people were trying to attack, and I was getting this attacking energy, and, sometimes we can feel alone as well in it as Ascension guides, because the people watching, they don't get to know all of these things, that obviously that we go through at an individual level as well. There's so much love out there as well, and most of it is that. But there are these more challenging things that can happen as well, when you kind of show your face, but you don't get to see, everybody else who's watching you. And a lot of power needs to be embraced, and we can hold ourselves back from that. So when this person, then I reached out to this person, and I said that if they want to manage the group with me, if they want to help me do that, and then they immediately agreed. So long story short, although I've been speaking about this for so long, I have a new Facebook group, and please join me there if this is something that gets you excited. and if you would like to support me as well and you would like to share your experiences, then please join us there. So the name of the group is New Earth Collective, within brackets Living Our Ascension, because you know I found that there were other groups on Facebook with a similar name. I think there was one called the New Earth Collective or something. So just to avoid any confusion, I have Living Our Ascension in brackets so that you know that this is the group I'm talking about. And by the time that I release this video, I would have announced that page as well. So please join us there and feel free to express yourselves, because really, especially recently, I've been connecting to so many pure souls, and it just really touched my heart, and I spoke about it in the video I made before this. And I just couldn't believe that there's just so much purity out there and so much love, and that's what these beings are, and how they express themselves and who they are, what they're here to do. And it's just a shame if we are just sitting in different places and we sometimes we really crave that union with others. So I hope that in a small way that this group can contribute towards that, and that you will join me there. And I will have the link to this group below this video, of course, so you can just click it by going to the description below this video. I want to say one very important thing is that before I stopped making my videos abruptly, even though it wasn't really that abrupt, because I did announce it on Facebook, my Facebook page. So if you're not on there and you're only on YouTube, then you wouldn't get notifications, in case I can't make videos for a while, or I'm because for whatever reason. But Facebook is a place that I will always share on the Living Our Ascension community, the Facebook page. But because I stopped making videos for a while unexpectedly, before that there was a sale going on the inner child work sessions that I have, which have been going really fabulously. I'm really enjoyed it. It's one of my favorite services to offer, and when I interact with people, because we can really go deep. And it's not only about healing, it's also about bringing out your magical child, but a bit of both happens. And I'm seeing some really powerful results, especially because I had this sale recently and more people opted for this service. But it was on a 50% off. And since I stopped the videos, I didn't stop the discount, even though I meant to. But it's only going to be applicable now until March. So until the end of March is when you only have until the end of March to buy this service from me at a 50% discount. It's a group of 3 sessions that we do, and we really go in depth. Then the other thing that I want to announce also is that I'm raising the price for some of my services right now. The cosmic portrait and the soul portrait by about, I think it should be around $11, because the shipping from here, because now I've moved to San Francisco and the shipping prices are different, and every time that I ship something, or even the products that I need to paint and to put things together, packaging, all of it, there's a difference in the price. So now whenever I send it out, I can feel that like it feels like I'm not getting enough for the amount of effort that I put in, and which is both physical as well as the things that I have to buy for it. So that needs to be adjusted from time to time. So I hope that you understand that. But why I'm announcing it now is that again, from after March, like in April, is when I'll be raising the price for this as well. So you have until then if you want to buy it at the older price. So please check out all of these services. They are on my new website. I also have a new website. There's just been a lot that's been happening, because I've been gone so long, so I have a lot to say. But it's www.livingourascension.com. This is my new website, and the link for it will be below, and all of the services are there. Check under higher art services for these soul and cosmic portraits. So that's it from me. That's basically all that I wanted to say, and I'll hopefully see you again very soon.